to blue, freestyling live, blueprint for my chicken who never rides. We're here, and we're going to talk about it. We're here, and we're going to talk about it. Stay tuned. Spice, any updates on Takeoff? Stick around. Let me build it up. Let me wait till a couple people get inside the room, and then we'll make the room go boom. How about that? You guys all right with that? Wait for the people to get in the room, and then the room will go boom. I just did a video on, while I wait, I will discuss. I just did a video on Inside Man. It's a limited series. Love you, Brand. I did a, I love you so much. I just did a video on the limited series Inside Man on Netflix. You know, lots of Netflix programming, unless it's come from television, is geared to make you feel some type of way emotionally, and I just don't like that. Um, that type of propaganda, that type of controlling, that type of programming that is geared to make you feel, um, to control your feelings that way. At least for me, because I don't, I realize people just watch things and some things go over their heads, some people don't. Um, well, I hope you come on in and offer your opinion on something too. But I appreciate you being here. But that sort of thing. And I just think about maybe being younger because I've always been into TV shows. I've always been into movies. I've always been into things. So I've been a part. It's not like I don't know, or I'm not coming from some place of like a baseline. Shows. I don't remember shows being so manipulative. um, in the acting and the plots and the whole storyline of a program. I just don't remember them being like that. And honestly, you don't even have to have watch a million shows. You just had to be a part of incorporate the TV in your daily routine, and you can obviously tell the difference in the programming from 20 years ago, which is not that long ago. 20 years ago, we're still in the 2000s. Um, from 20 years ago until now. And that's where we are. And then we get into that platform that Netflix, besides its convenience, the level of programming that they put inside of their programs is it just makes me feel some type of way. And I can't think, if I didn't look at it, if I didn't, and then I think about this, if I didn't feel any type of way, then I would be completely lost to the programming. I would be, thank you, Brian. I would be subject to the programming in a way that they intend people to just blindly. Because I encourage everybody to watch everything, and let's talk about why we watched it and what we learned and what we saw from it. Let's dissect the characters and make it make sense. Not just because everybody's talking about. Maybe you guys have been encouraged or seen the post and things about the movie with Zoe Saldana on Netflix. Oh, it's so emotional. Oh, it's so emotional. Oh, it's so emotional. So you watch it, and everybody says it's emotional. You watch it, and you're intending to feel emotion. You're seeking out the emotional bits that make you feel so emotional that you want to cry, that you want to rush to social media and share the same experience. Blind leading the blind, sheep following out somebody out to pasture. Let's be original. Um, when you watch something that somebody tells you to look for or to see, what else do you see beyond what somebody else told you you're gonna see? That's where I am. That's the type of mindset I have. That's the type of perspective I come from. Because if somebody like the Notebook too, The Notebook is so emotional, so emotional. Oh, if you watch The Notebook, it's going to be emotional. One reason why I never watched the emotional. Another reason why I never watched This Is Us. Oh, it's so emotional, so emotional. So emotional. I'm not apologizing for me not being completely tapped into my emotions in that way. I'm emotional when it makes sense for me. I'm not emotional when it comes to somebody guiding me in a direction to feel some type of way. And that's when, that sort of thing. But people watch The Notebook and are not emotional about The Notebook. But people went to watch The Notebook because somebody said you would feel this type of way. And most people do. Not everybody does. But with this movie, Second Chance Enhancement, I don't know the name of the movie. Let me find it so I can be more accurate. And I hate that Zoe Saldana is in it, because I was going to use somebody of color she's a June Gemini too. It's my Gemini sister. Um, um, is it Zoe Saldana? I think so. Is it Zoe? Yeah, From Scratch. Oh, everybody watch. Oh, go watch From Scratch. Oh, go watch From Scratch. It's so emotional. You're gonna. Oh, my emotions. Ugh. Especially at a time when emotions are so raw. Emotions have been raw over the past 12 years, if not longer. Depends on how old you are. Depends on how much you pay attention. The 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 media and everything has really put everybody in a position to really be extremely emotionally raw when it comes to watching things, feeling things, seeing things that are playing on in your life, and then they put some type of shit on TV, and it just keeps people emotionally in that place. And I'm not an advocate for that, but that's the programming that we have. Um, and then they use, and does it so emotional, so emotional, so emotional? Does it make you cry? Or what are you feeling? Um, and then I don't know. They use people of color. I just would love people of color. You know what I loved? Speaking of Netflix, girls not working moms. I love working moms, but what's the name of that movie? The name of the show with the moms? Girls. What's her name? Oh, um, her name is Aretha. Who the hell is this little boy? Retta. I mean, her name is Retta. I'm getting there. I'm back channeling this thing. Her show is called Good Girls. Absolutely love Good Girls, okay? You wanna know why I like Good Girls? Because it's a story, the same story I fucking hate next door. I don't know why they're always so loud. It's like a zoo. But that's not your problem. Um Good Girls. It's the same story. It's not a completely original story, but the way they flip it and put it in a different perspective and put the characters in an unseeming way. The women running the show, are walking out of power, making things happen, things like that. That's what I like about that. When you watch a lot of these shows now, women, especially women of color, are put or are, are characterized in a way that they are, one, annoying, two, a victim, um, and three, are easily manipulated by a situation. What I liked about one of the things in the show Inside Man, it was really the mother, the black lady, Beth. She was annoying when she didn't have to be, and I think that just like I'm more than just what they're showing. I'm seeing and I'm thinking. the way they made her disagreeable and antagonist and judgy and everything like that, when she didn't have to be. If you're an investigative journalist, then you're open to all the information and you're receptive to the information that comes to you. You're astute and you have discernment, but you're open to the information because you have to draw your own conclusions and then you write your stories or whatever. But she was not like that, as opposed to the wife, a white woman, who was on it. She thought, she saw, she acted, she told, she said, she was involved in the things. And the way the story is told, she looks like the crazy one. You know what I mean? The wife, when she's only doing what is right. And then the black investigative journalist just seems difficult and difficult to work with and incomprehensible. You know, like why did it have to be that to create this whole story? And I watched the whole thing. It's interesting to a point, and that's what it's like sometimes. At least for me, it's like how annoying do they make these programs, and then they at the same time it keeps you engaged. You know, because I think on Netflix too, a lot of the things when it comes to kids on Netflix, their level of involvement in situation or how vocal they are, or even in movies too. Because I just rewatched Beast. Just put it on while I was cooking. There's nothing really significant about Beast other than the graphics for the lion is really good. But as Idris Elba's children in that movie that create that bit of resistance, that's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. And I just feel like that's a very common thread in a lot of programming that is going on. Kids' involvement, their disrespect, and just their overall kind of behavior as it pertains to their character in the film. Like, why do you have to be so resistant? Why do you have to be so vocal? Why do you have to be so nasty? Why do you have to be so dismissive? Why do you have to be all these things? And maybe, maybe that's somebody's real life. I don't have no kids. But I also know if I had kids, I wouldn't be having kids like that. So that's my disconnect. That's what that is. Hopefully that maybe that resonated with somebody. But those are the things I see when somebody says, "Oh, you should watch this." I'm looking for what I like about it. Like same thing with I talked to my friend about the movie Bros, and Bros is a white gay man's story of love. It's a romance, a rom-com. A white man, he's gay. His story to finding love. That whole thing. I don't connect with the white man, but I connected with him as his character being an individual in his ideas and his perception and being forthcoming with that. He wants to share that with people and inform people to some degree. I identify with that. I didn't identify with the white privilege behavior of functioning through life and being in the crowd and dating that type of way. I didn't connect with that. But I connected with him being who he is and looking to be accepted because of who he is. At the same time, was he crossing boundaries in that movie and needed to calm down a little bit because no, you can't walk into... No, not that you can't walk into every room and be you, but you have to understand the rooms that you're walking into where you being you doesn't sway anybody, and you spend a lot of energy and time trying to encourage or push or inspire people to think another type of way, and that falls on deaf ears, and then ultimately you end up looking like overbearing, pushy, annoying, you know what I mean? And that's just, I think, the natural, you know what I mean? That's just like a natural human experience. You have to read the room. So when I talked to my friend about it, he didn't look at it like that. He just is just this rom-com, and I don't just watch something. I don't remember the last time I ever watched something that was like, oh, this was just a great something. First of all, I haven't watched a good movie since B-Boy Blues, which is absolutely 100% on my level, and just a good movie from the beginning to end, a rom-com, black-based, same type of thing. And that white man talk about how that movie didn't get no love and stuff like that. But people barely talk about B-Boy Blues. It wasn't even this big a box office thing like Lionsgate was. Oh, Acrobat for Rex, welcome. Thank you for the subscription. You and the Lux Gang, welcome. that type of thing. So you know, he's sitting there. This white man is complaining about how straight people didn't go see his movie, and resulting um, in the negative in the it didn't perform well in the box office, and he's blaming straight people for that, or people for not going to that. I appreciate that today. Um, that sort of thing. But meanwhile, Jussie Smollett put together a program, and it's just a beautiful movie with great writing and great acting and a relatable story. And there's not all this. He's not out somewhere crying. He's crying about his story, but he's not crying about how his movie wasn't received as well, when his movie is quite arguably better. Um, so it's those sorts of nuances of programming, and because you're this, and because you're that. But ultimately, when I watch a show, I'm looking for how it makes sense, how it pertains, what was the reason behind even making it. When the writers sat and thought about creating this film or this program for us, what were the things that went into play for them to write it this way? What do they expect people to feel? What do they expect people to think when they, you know, um, partook in this programming? Like I said, I haven't watched. I don't know what it would be like to just watch something. But are you supposed to just watch something and not feel anything, or not experience anything, not take away anything, not think about anything that the program is providing? Is that what's supposed to happen? Just like, let's cut to, because it's been a minute, it's in and out, and people in and out. But Spice, out of nowhere, now Spice is Spice. I'm gonna read because one of my good girlfriends on here just sent me a clip on Spice 1 hour ago. They said Spice is not in a coma and hasn't suffered a heart attack. That's what a source said. Meanwhile, it was said that Spice is in a coma getting plastic surgery, and was on social media just a couple days ago saying how she was going to be taking a break from social media and stuff like that, which is kind of eerie because celebrities go in and out. I think about the Kardashians all the time in that aspect. Like, when did you take this break to get all of this stuff taken out of you? Get your facelift, get your breast reduction, get your booty deflated, and then, but I've seen you every day. Like, what is that? How does that happen? And then meanwhile, Spike talks about, I'm going to be taking a break, but she ends up in a doctor's office or something. Let me find that. Minister Marion Hall asks fans to pray for Spice. I'm probably sure that's Marion Hall. The Jamaican Observer. In a Facebook Live, the former Hall of Dance stated that a fan had left a comment to pray for her successor. In a Facebook Live, Hall, the former Queen of Dance Hall, stated that a fan had left a comment to pray for her successor. Though she was initially hesitant about the request, the DJ turned Christian member said that she was let. Oh, this is what you call it. She said she had. She said she was led to pray for Spice after hearing rumors that her rival was ill. She added that despite their differences, accusations, and past mistakes, Spice is a sister, mother, and daughter. God of glory, I don't have a lot of time for that. All of what that movie did too, and I didn't even write the script. You got to write your scripts for your content creators. Religion. Ugh. That's one of the situations that happened in that show, the one I'm talking about, Inside Man. The lengths at which somebody will go to just to maintain their perception of religion or what their relationship is with religion at the cost of so many other real world things. So this is just, she's not talking about, I'm trying to figure out how Spice, why Spice, is Spice in the hospital. Think of it like Spice in the hospital, pepper and salt, hospital. See, potent Spice drug fuels rise in, no. How do I look up this? A damn name, Spice is so vague. Spice Dance Hall. Bear with me. This is the Cayman Marl Road. Several bloggers on social media have been calling for fans to keep dancehall artist Spice in their prayers. Getting surgery in the Dominican Republic. Allegations are that Spice's real name is Grace Hamilton suffered cardiac arrest during her surgery and had to be placed in an induced coma. There are no confirmed reports of this, and Spice, who announced that she was taking a break from social media a few weeks ago, has not commented on this. Also, organizers of the event in the Cayman Islands, where Spice is expected to perform later this month, are unaware of this. I'm receiving news that dancehall artist Spice is in the DR getting work done and is having complications. A page called Plastic Surgery Connected posted. Lady Saw, that's who that is. She's a minister now. Also asked fans to pray for Spice. Meanwhile, the Kardashians jump in and out of surgery. They can jump in and out of surgery on the daily. Lala in and out of surgery on the daily. Cardi B in and out of surgery on the daily. Spice can't make it one surgery session in the damn Dominican Republic. Also, too, why is she going to the Dominican Republic? Spice got the connections to get just as good as a lawyer, just as good as a maybe she ain't got the coins. I don't know. But she got the connections. And she got the ability to go to the same plastic surgeons, Nene went to, that Kim go to, that Lala go to. But here she is. Well, this is what I just read. No, it's not. This is 2 hours ago. They said Spice is not in a coma and hasn't suffered a heart attack. So if she hasn't been in a coma, she hasn't suffered a heart attack, then where is she? What's she doing? Same thing with Kelly Price. Did Kelly Price have COVID? Was she in the hospital? Was she in the, why do these things even come out? But it's all the confusion. Even with the situation with Takeoff. All this information dropping after, because the information dropping after. Let us know everything. If it happened at 2:30 in the morning, we got all day. By 2:30 in the afternoon, I should have at least 75% of the information, especially 75% of that information that even comes out the next fucking day. Because who was regulating when to drop, when to say, or maybe everybody's in shock and nobody can say anything until the next day. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, okay. This says Spice hasn't had a heart attack, and neither is she in a coma. Where does that even come from? Everybody knows. Fade your voice. Rumors and stories start from somewhere. Those are all lies. The rumors were caused by people not knowing where she was, and because she hadn't posted on IG. But Spice had already told people. Spice turned 40 in August. In October, she hinted that she would be on social media for a couple months. For several months, they said. It was when Lady Saw went on Facebook Live and told the people to pray for her, is where things got risky, tricky, and complicated. But it is risky, tricky, complicated when your rival, your nemesis, is the one telling people to pray for you. Where is Carly Rae? Where is it? Oh, that's what all it would take is Kylie Red to come out and be like, look, listen, you guys, it's nothing. Everything's fine. I just got off the phone with her. But those things don't happen, and that's why you have to. That's why you have to have questions. Because why not? Kylie Red, thanks to TikTok, I seen a video where Kylie Red said she wanted to see Spice for her birthday. Spice is only in two places. She said she's in Atlanta or she's in Jamaica. She spends most of her time in Jamaica. Get on a plane, quickly in Jamaica for 12 hours, come back, whatever the case may be. Kylie Red tracked her ass down. This is the story. Thank you, niece. Um, this is Kylie Red's story. Spice sitting right there. I tracked her down. I called her, and she wouldn't answer. And I knew where she was because she hadn't been here. So this is what I did. I called me a flight. Then I called the people at the restaurant, and the restaurant said this, and then they said she was there. So I pulled up there, told them not to tell her I was coming, and I went up to the top floor of the restaurant and let her know and surprised her. And now this is what, maybe last month, not even a month ago, I saw this video. Who knows when they took it? But and now we want to talk about a coma and a this and a that, and what Kylie Red nowhere to be found. The woman that tracked her down for her birthday can't find where her friend is now, or even let the people know what the hell is going on. And then when my girlfriend had sent it to me, like I said, I'm always thinking Spice with coming up on TikTok with the Kylie Jenner with the boom boom, that touring, and I think she was in a picture with. And not to say that's anything, but she had took that picture with Beyonce, was it? And I was like, oh, this is interesting. But like we discussed last time, like when Oprah, it's like that stamp of approval, and things happen after that. So now here we are looking for Spice. I didn't even know about that. But here we are, and this is the situation. What happens? Hopefully, Spice is okay. I would hate to have lost. I would hate to have lost Takeoff and then Spice. I'm not saying Spice that I don't know. Nobody knows what the hell is going on with Spice apparently. But I would hate to have lost Takeoff and Spice. Meanwhile, and I'm not encouraging because I'm an understander of Kanye the West. But you know what I mean? All of these things going on and all this around him, you would think. But no, these other people have been affected, which are cause for distraction or all of Spice. Who's Ice Spice? This is Spice. She's the queen of dancehall at the current moment. At the current moment, on tour and everything like that. So I just don't know why she would have and I'm sure complications happen right from Love and Hip Hop. Exactly. I don't know of all. And I'm sure there's complications that happen every day in surgery, but some things just don't. Some things just don't. Like I said, Kim and them, they get extractions, replacements, reductions constantly. They are constantly in a doctor's office. They are constantly in a damn surgery room. They are constantly under the knife. They are constantly under anesthesia, and nothing goes on. And that's what they pay for. No, they're not going to the Dominican. I don't know where they go. Nobody knows where the fuck they go. But you pay top dollar for those sorts of things. You pay top dollar for the work to be swift and clean and effective. You pay for, the recovery. You pay for all these things. And so now here we go. Prestige Wealth CEO says they hit her intestines in surgery, but during lipo, and they said the lipo would do it. But people get lipo every damn day. Spice, especially all them girls on Love and Hip Hop. So what was the situation now? Why are we hitting intestines now when this probably is not Spice's first time? Or then we go into this narrative, because then the narrative will be like with Kanye West's mother passed. She had high blood pressure. She had went to several doctors, told her she couldn't do it because she wasn't in the best of health. And now she goes to the doctor that's on TV to do this surgery, and this is what happens to her. As Kanye West being so controlling and let me see, doctor does more than America with lipo. I don't know, but Kanye West like, Ma, just wait, let's eat healthy, put you on a diet, these things, and then you'll get right, you'll get the surgery you need. There's no pressure. Same way with Aaliyah leaving the Bahamas, and it's so urgent. I'm gonna fly the plane, 200 pounds overweight with all these people on it, just because I got to get back, regardless of what everybody is saying. Everyone telling me that the plane is too heavy. I'm so adamant about it that I just have to do it and neglect, or even like Kobe Bryant and his daughter. Weather's bad. We shouldn't fly. Weather's bad. It's not. It's not the right time. It's not the right. It's inclement. It's not safe. But we just got to get to where we're going so bad. A lot of people's BBLs need to be fixed. And Spice already been on tour, so it's no rush. You went on the whole tour with your BBL looking how it looks. There's no rush. It ain't no rush. And that's where I'm. This is what I see. This is the questions that I have. And even if it is rushed, you got to go. You're not. Spice. That's the thing with the liabilities and making sure you're good, because you have people that are dependent on you. You value your life and you want to continue to go on tour. Like I said, the Grammys is coming up. Rihanna about to perform. People, there's things to look forward to in the industry. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh fuck it, I don't care who it is, just fix my BBL. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. It's not her first BBL, and if the first one was bad, then she did more work to figure somebody who was more qualified and better suited to correct anything that had happened prior. Why is this happening? On the heels of Takeoff fucking dying. Do the two correlate? I don't know. But we can inform ourselves with look at, and she got bookings at the end of listen. So here you are, Miss Prestige Wealth CEO, talking about she wanted to correct her BBL. At the same time, people are saying that nothing's going on. No cardiac arrest, no coma. When somebody like Carly Red, who tracked Spice down for her birthday, could easily come out and say, blah, 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 blah. What's the issue? What's the problem? What's the cause? What's the reason? This is what we're here to find out. Because there's speculation all around. Speculation. The speculation continues to grow, or the stories continue to develop with the Takeoff situation. Nobody else had guns but Jay Prince's thing. Like I told you guys, nobody would even be shooting guns around Jay Prince if Jay Prince don't know what the fuck is going on, because that's just who the fuck he is in his hometown. Some of y'all were here, some of y'all weren't here yesterday when we discussed this. But now these are the narratives. Then Charleston White sitting there talking to somebody who says that he saw Takeoff looking dazed and confused, like he wasn't even present in the moment. So when the gun starts shooting, he's not moving fast enough, or he was induced to feel a certain type of way so that he wouldn't be able to react. Like what? Like when we're not dealing with with any type of accuracy, we have to question everything. You got to question everything. We're not just taking the program for what the producers and the editors and the writers put in front. We can't do that. We don't do that here at the Kelly Collective. Okay, we don't do that here. Take things for face value, because what the fuck is face value? What is face value? Damn, I'm pretty dressed right now. Is it now? What is now Prestige? Now what, girl? What you talking here? Now Quavo's assistant was shot in the hospital. Who said that? Who said that? Wait a minute, right here, right here on Twitter, right here. I should have clicked on it. There's so many damn Twitter notifications. It's right here. Let me pull it up. Quavo assistant Joshua Washington has been identified as the second shooting victim alongside Takeoff. News just broke. Yeah, this was at 5:44 Eastern Standard. Um, Fee. Who's Fee? So here we are, and this is developing. I mean, that's just developing. How we didn't First of all, how we didn't know that yesterday? How we didn't know that yesterday? How we didn't know that yesterday? And now this is the news today. Gossip in the city, and that's what I realized too. The bowling alley is like in a mall, so it's not like a one singular building. It's like inside of a complex. So everybody's outside. Everybody's going live about it. One guy was actually walking through the place, and it didn't look like there was any tape or anything. It was cleared up like nothing ever happened there. I would think they would still be doing investigations, but he showed there's a camera literally in front of every business there. But that's not the footage that we're getting. We're getting like the live people that were on the ground watching it. The one girl said that Quavo passed out. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Why would you even be there? Um, why would you? Why would you not leave when it started to escalate? Why didn't your security escort you away when it started to escalate? And um, why were the people even having the guns? Because this was a Prince event, and everybody knows who the fuck Jay Prince is. For me, Jay Prince been around a long time, but Jay Prince got on my radar when I got, hey Nataj, the good girlfriend that gave me the information. What Jay Prince got on my radar as the whole with the Carl Crawford Meg Thee Stallion issue. So this is where we are. All this stuff happened this year. So we're taking things and making sense, but then they throw in these wild cards like fucking Takeoff. But you'd have to maybe watch the interviews to see that maybe something like this might be upon us. Um, but then I think Spice is a huge wild card. At no point, but that's the thing. That's the thing. The sympathy that people will get, or the questions that people will ask now for Spice, then she comes out. Hopefully, she comes out of this. I would hate to see her die because I mean, Spice ain't really. I mean, she's big in the dance hall scene, but I'm sure she wanted to cross over, and that's what I'm saying was significant about her being in the picture with Beyonce. But now if she comes out of this, now people are like, oh, Spice, and now she drops the album, and it's oh, this recognition, and you know what I mean, like the game of it all, the game of it all. And but I think what's interesting too about Takeoff is now it's this black men deserve to be elders, and black men deserve to get older, and like that's too for me. That's too much. That's too much on a situation that supersedes local people talking about, oh, this is about color. This is about money. this is about influence. This is about who's next. This is about pushing another agenda, and it's not about, oh, black men deserve to be elders, because we getting old out. We getting old out here. Your uncles and cousins and nephews is getting old out here. My uncles, cousins, and nephews is getting old out here. It's the people inside this fucking machine that ain't making it, and now you know what? It's not the same weight. I was just saying that, Prestige, and that's why I'm bringing up Carly Red, because I've seen the video where Carly said she wanted a surprise of her birthday. Couldn't get in contact with her in Atlanta. She said Spice is always in Jamaica. She said Spice will get on a flight quick to go to Jamaica. She'll be in Jamaica 12 hours, come back. That's her runaway place. She said she called somebody, got the flight to Jamaica. Called somebody, seeing Spice was at the restaurant that she's always at. Called the restaurant, confirmed she was, you know what I'm saying? Called the restaurant, confirmed she was there. Pulled up to the restaurant. They had put a whole little animation together for the story as well. That's how animated the story was. Found Spice at the top floor of a 3-floor restaurant, surprised her and everything like that. So where is Carly Red to tell us that Spice is all right? Getting surgery is not, nobody's looking down on that. Because at this point, everybody knows your body wouldn't like that. Everybody knows, and now they're seeking out a doctor that could do that same thing. So her saying, oh, that's a fake story. Her saying, okay, I'm down because we got a bad doctor, that is only encouraging, but that is only encouraging people to do their due diligence when it comes to getting doctors and things like, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. There's no way, in my opinion, that turns out to make her look bad. That flips and is a negative that shines, that puts Spice in a negative light. Like I said, it warrants more sympathy. Now she has fans that she didn't even know of. Somebody that's going to listen to some dance hall. Somebody's going to surely buy the concert for Spice and on December 10th because she made it through. All that, I appreciate this information. All of that is well and good, but if that's the case, then there should be more people that could come out and say something that's going on with Spice. It should be other people, other than Lady Chase, Lady whatever her name is, that are like, who, you know what I'm saying, the indifference that they're in. It should be other people to come out and say something. If this is what's going on with Spice, if anything is going on with Spice. But like I said, it was the same situation with Kelly Price, Spice and Kelly Price. Same thing. Do she got COVID? Is she on her deathbed? Is she this? Until she came out and released some video. But all these people know Kelly Price know everybody. And nobody came out and said anything. Positive or negative. Well, we just in limbo. Same thing with fucking Wendy Williams. Everybody know Wendy Williams. Nene don't have nothing to say. Kevin, near one Kevin got something to say. Her brother be talking, but he don't be saying much of nothing. DJ Booth, none of them can actually comment on the current condition that nobody could comment on the current condition that any of those women was going through. We just had to see it on the other end. Well, what is that about? Hey Letitia, I'm all right, just thinking and talking and connecting with the peeps. Don't believe the media? Then what do we believe in? Since Mr. DJ Richie knows the things, what is it to even believe? A gag order for DJ Booth? Quite possibly. I mean, at some degree, everybody is on a non-disclosure. Companies have you sign a non-disclosure when you walk in the front door. So you can't talk about anything. And, all of that falls under the contract for the show and stuff like that. So absolutely non-disclosures. So we can't discuss the situation. No, you can't talk about, even with Spice or Kelly Price or anything like that, you can't talk about the artist unless it's clear that whatever this artist is going through is, ready for public consumption, So there's no type of speculation, no comment is your only comment. So, okay, so there we are with those types of things. But don't sit here and deflect. When take it back to our girl Tracy Braxton. Deflecting on Tracy Braxton. Tracy Braxton had died. Okay? Didn't nobody even know the extent of her condition. or wasn't that public the extent of her condition. And no, we're normal people, and they are people as well, and we're not obligated to know every step, every move, every doctor, every line, whatever the case may be. But when people are invested, even like with Barbara Walters, people are invested. There's some white woman, even some black woman, some black man, some white man, love Barbara, want to be abreast of everything that is going on with Barbara Walters. But no, it's this arm's length, that sort of thing. Why is that? When our girl Joan Rivers died, my girl at the very least, Joan Rivers died, everything was very much so public knowledge. This is the situation, this is what happened, this is what she did, this is why. Apparently Joan Rivers went against the grain. I don't know. But let me tell you this. Kanye West died, it's gonna be through and through, all the information, everything gonna be laid out, ready for public consumption. Same way Takeoff was out there laid out, ready for public consumption. I'm willing to bet shit Spice might be well, maybe Spice dead. I'm not saying Spice dead, but it could be something worse that we had to have this distraction of Takeoff. I was spilling tea on a friend of yours. Who's? Because I don't be saying nothing. Who was I talking about? Who is your friend? Who are you? Welcome to the page. Um, that sort of thing. Working on Spice, something's going on, and then we're gonna give the people something to chew on for some time, and that's Takeoff. And every day something else is gonna be dropping. When all this shit can drop in a day, boom, drop in a day. Clicks on all the sites so people read. People will probably spend more time on the site. Um, you know what I mean? If that's what you want, if you just drop everything. But whatever, because in 2 weeks it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something else. Well, why do we have to keep prolonging this whole thing? With Takeoff, at the very least, people haven't. I don't want to. I want to stay anonymous. Oh, I was there. Oh, I got the footage. All these things. All these things. Sound like Kanye West. All these things. All these things. I know, girl, all these things. We'll say y'all what y'all think. I don't have too much. Cause honestly, you know what? It's gonna keep developing. Like I said yesterday, keep an open mind as to the information that you're receiving, because it's room for speculation, and you have to allow your mind to speculate until because what it makes sense. Like the girl said, the wife said in the movie Inside Man, she was like, "How does anybody commit murders? So much administration." And that's the thing. There's so much that goes into everything, especially when it comes to entertainment or being a public figure. There's so much that goes into that from the moment they wake up to the early morning hours of them going to sleep. All that glitters is not gold. I'll lose my reality. to say. Other than that, what's going on with y'all on this good Wednesday? Cause what else? I could play the stuff, but something is going to be coming out tomorrow. Something else is going to be coming out tomorrow. Also, too, nothing is going on. We ain't heard about Kanye in 2 days, 3 days. This is, he's just, I'm gonna lay low and let that other stuff go on. Wendy Williams, for that matter, too. Did y'all see the movie Inside Man? Oh, miniseries, I should say. I watched Barbarian thinking somebody just told me it was a good movie, and it was like, oh, well, I seen like the reviews on TikTok too, like, oh, it'll take you by surprise, or it's not what I thought. I really do hate to invest time, because I do like a 2-hour movie. I hate to invest time in a 2-hour movie, and it's terrible. There was absolutely no point to Barbarian other than the fact that, is this really happening in people's basements? Other than that, what the hell do I need to watch that for? Another, why did I need to watch that? Well, why did they even put the budget together to put that movie in production? There was one part where I jumped, and that's simply because it's dark. That was down in the basement. But the character itself, not that scary. The character itself was a lot like Kylie Jenner's interpretation of what an avatar was. That picture of her holding, I think she's holding herself, as that alienish character, that's exactly what that character looked like in Barbarian. Alienish, boobs huge and hanging out, and wanted to be a mother. I don't know why they called it Barbarian. They could have called it Mother, as if we need another movie called Mother. Although I do love the movie Mother with the white guy, and it's Debbie Reynolds is the mother. I remember watching that movie as a kid, and I just loved it for some reason. And then, that's called Ma, with Octavia Spencer. Either way, either and. I just didn't get it. It just didn't make sense. Especially for people, oh, this movie is this. You got to watch things for yourself. And not to take people's advice. I've definitely learned that long ago. Excuse me. I definitely learned that long ago. You can't take people's advice when it comes to movies. You have to go in for yourself. Just like I said, you might get something else out of it that somebody else didn't. People see things real flat, and you might see a little bit more dimension in it. But I watched it just because, finally they finally put it in. They got the HD copy up there. There was nothing else on. It was late, and I was like, okay, let me just finally watch it. I would love to see a scary movie where the movie is so scary, but everybody's doing the right things. Nobody's falling when they're running. Nobody's going downstairs when they need to be upstairs. I would just love to watch a movie that is so effective in the plot that the actions of the characters doesn't manipulate you to feel, you know what I'm saying, or even fall into that um, um, the mob round. Because I'm watching Molly's game behind the screen here, and there was something that whatever. But same old fall, like I said, falling down when you're running or screaming when it's no like it just didn't make sense. It just don't the movies just don't make sense. Yet I'm not resting on the fact that oh it's a movie, it should be done that way. No. People put the budgets, people put the time, these poor actors learn these scripts. I would hope that they think that the movie is quality enough. But no, so dumb. The girl sitting there worried about somebody, child. When I tell you, you ain't got to hit me but once, Ike. You ain't got to put me in an uncomfortable position. You ain't got to scare me. You ain't got to do nothing. I'm out of there. I don't care who's in there. Hopefully, my behavior encourages you to move in a very similar fashion, and we could be out of there together. But if you want to go exploring and doing things that don't make sense, I'm going to leave you to your own devices and I'm going to be on about my way. I would love to see a movie like that. And then, you meet somebody, Michael Myers, or, he's around every corner. So you just some type of thing where you just can't get away from the person, but you're doing what you need to do as a functioning, thinking human being. Um, but no. Barbarian was so dumb. So dumb. So dumb. So dumb. And then all this news now of all this stuff going on, which is still so dumb too. Not, like, I hate to see that. I ate. I had made some chicken and some rice and some asparagus. No, yes, asparagus. I'm still hooked on asparagus. I'm gonna need me a new vegetable soon. But that's why I won't be for you long. I'm sitting here yawning. This shit just don't make sense. And thank God for old shows. And as watching the old shows, I just find they're not as things. The stories are not as political. You know what I mean? The content, the plots are not as political. Things like that. It was just a different time, and plots were different. They could be a bit more relaxed or everyday type things, and not so manipulative in that sense. Ooh, rutabaga. I'm gonna have. Well, actually, I have had rutabaga in greens, and I absolutely love that. So, it's been a while since I had it, but I definitely, yeah. So rutabaga is definitely one to put in the fridge. Rutabaga. Oh my god. Every time I hear rutabaga, I think about Wendy Williams. Who is screaming rutabaga for Wendy Williams now? I don't know. I don't think anybody is. What's the opposite of rutabaga? Because that's where Wendy. They used to say. Do y'all know the correlation between rutabaga and Wendy Williams? Are y'all familiar? I wish it was like an article. Like, what is it? Trey Songz rape case is dismissed. Anybody wondering? when Wendy Williams, when Wendy Williams would end her show, all right, y'all, goodbye. She'd walk to the back. She'd get demiked, unmiked, demiked, and then when she would walk past, she'd get demiked backstage, and then she would walk around, and then there was the opening, like where the DJ was, that she could see the guests be leaving. And once she left that point, which was like, it was like that was a point of breach. But once she walked past that point, they would then scream rutabaga in the thing, and over the AC, not the AC, the sound system, and that meant that the talent was secure. Because shortly after walking past that threshold, she would be in her dressing room. So every time, especially it was mainly on the after show, and if you go to the Wendy show, you can hear it. But on the after show, when she would walk past the point, they would say rutabaga. So I always think about Wendy Williams. Want to hear rutabaga, and I think about now, who is securing Wendy? Who is rutabaga-ing the talent that is Wendy Williams? Not hide it. Get it ready, because she was on her way back there. The woman who allegedly called the ambulance and police while witnessing Takeoff's murder speaks out. She taking pictures, 234, 235, I'm telling you. She said she's been trying to read as many comments and answer every question as she can. I just want to say no, he was not playing in the dice game, but yes, this happened because of a dice game. An argument happened outside of the bowling place, which led to a fight. But somebody said they was arguing at like 10 p.m. the night before, that same night. But the argument had started long before this happened. Then my family in a memory came up on how one of my family members had died similarly and was left there. A celebrity or not, I vowed if anything as such were to happen before my eyes, I would still let the world know, and the fastest way to communicate is social media. The shooting after, I hate tweets because I don't know which way to read them. The shooting after I called police and ambulance, I called my family and friends to let them know I was okay and the details of what happened before I even consider telling people who love and adore him over social media and newscasts. I sat in the car on the phone for hours. This girl's name is Lonnie Damami on Twitter. Apparently she was there. And there's just so many things. And everybody's saying something different. Eyewitness says Takeoff was killed by a stray bullet that stemmed from an argument between Kate Quavo and another man. Somebody else said Quavo was never arguing with anybody. It was him and Takeoff trying to de-escalate. I must speak on this because I feel like I got to. I was right there, everybody posting the same picture. I was right there to take, like literally the same picture, same positioning, same everything. I was right there. And that's the text message I had about shooting. I was right there next to Takeoff. They wasn't arguing about shooting dice. Quavo was pressed and Takeoff was hit by stray bullets, shot for no reason. R.I.P. Takeoff, he didn't deserve that. He was to himself the whole night. They wasn't arguing inside. It started 5 minutes after we got outside. We was finna go to the strip club. The argument started off as a joke and then escalated. Everybody was just outside taking pictures. which they were, because I have it on my video that they were taking pictures right there. I guess Quavo got in the ring and a dude made a joke about fighting him and he got offended. They wasn't arguing inside 50 Minutes Club. So 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 stupid. So stupid. Tomorrow there will be something else. I would love to hear what Kanye got to say about it. Because him talking on this type of Kanye speaking on this sort of situation will surely put him in the crossfire. Because Kanye ain't gonna be talking about phones or dice. They said Quavo, it was Takeoff's assistant. Well, that's what I just. Quavo's assistant, yeah, Quavo's assistant, Joshua Washington. Not that that's all Kanye talks about, or that's not the reason Kanye wouldn't adjust the situation. But it's like this is all like inner workings, and you can't talk about the inner workings. You could talk about maybe your personal experience, but you can't talk about the inner workings. And that is that's why they said they killed Joan Rivers. But yeah, Quavo's assistant Joshua Washington has been identified as the second shooting victim alongside Takeoff. And Miss CEO said that they shot him in the hospital. I think that's what she meant. I think that's what she was saying. But, or he died in the hospital. One of the two, either way. This guy. Can't bring private to the public, not at all. Not at all. And private being, there's no other discussion about it. Nobody's ever talked about it. There's no publications about it. There's no nothing. Private is literally quite private. Like, you know, nobody's in the room. Clearance. You know what I mean? That level of clearance. And what are the things called? Documented. The documents are classified. You know, information that's classified. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. Because that's weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's creative. Did y'all see this costume? That is pretty fucking iconic, right? Y'all know who that is, right? Not a bag of crack. The people are so stupid. The more I delete people on Facebook, the more people start to request me. I don't know why. I do the most over here. Maybe that's why people request me. But then people don't be saying nothing. Over the people that want to request me on Facebook don't be saying nothing over here, and they don't say nothing on Facebook. It's weird. People are very weird. Is there anything else going on? I don't know what else I could process. Yesterday I had a lot to put together. I had a lot to say. And not even at the cost of repeating myself, but I don't even, like, I really don't. The new information is going to keep developing as far as these stories go, especially Spice. I'm sure we'll be getting more of that at a later time. And like the guy was saying, he was on live at the bowling alley he was on location, and he was saying, I didn't click on it, so I don't know what they were saying in the comments, but I guess they was calling him a snitch, which is, people are all sorts of kinds of things, and why call him I don't know why they would call him a snitch, but he was saying how there was cameras outside, like every 5 feet on the perimeter there's a camera, so I don't know how anything could be in question as to the play-by-play. And they look like pretty up-to-date cameras, so I'm sure they have sound as well. But I'm pretty sure the cameras at the bowling alley probably were under review or not being serviced at the time. But we'll see. But we will see. Well, Chrissy and them, also here we go. Multiple reports claim Queen Spice is currently in a coma. It's on site. Winnie Harlow talk about please no, no, no. I hate when these celebrities comment on these blog sites. Like, don't you know? You know what I mean? Like, can't you call somebody? Aren't you above responding to a blog site about something that you could find out? Same thing with like Facebook. Like, I don't need you, if somebody posts something, I don't want you responding to that post. I want you to reach out to me. You know? But I just put a video in my drafts. Like maybe I'm the weird one, so I don't associate with normal people because people do things I would not normally do. But that's just me. A heart attack. Allegedly had suffered a heart attack and is currently in an induced coma after having plastic surgery in the Dominican Republic. They will continue to follow the story of Frost, and I'm sure that's Kurt. Y'all like Kurt? I like Kurt. He ain't no good, but I like him. Kurt said that, damn man, I'm praying this ain't true. You should fucking know. You shouldn't be on a blog site talking about, I hope this ain't true. Those things, that don't make sense. I know that's not how she spells Siobhan. That's just too much. Has reportedly filed, oh my god. Dwayne Wade's ex-wife, Siobhan, has reportedly filed legal paperwork this week as she accuses her former partner of exploiting their 15-year-old daughter, Zaya, for financial gain while making a string of other serious allegations against the former NBA star and his wife. That's not what they say, but that's what I added. My God, today. According to the blast who claimed to have obtained the court docs, Siobhan believes Zaya is being pressured into transitioning to become female by her dad, who says is poised to profit from the move. Siobhan is too many letters. Stresses that considering Zaya is only 15 years old, she wants the court to rule in her favor by preventing her daughter from officially making her gender change until she's an adult. I have concerns that Dwayne may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on the financial opportunities that he has received from companies. The court papers read. The court papers read. Read and read all depends on context. Her attorney, Martin Cross, continued that Dwayne would ultimately make a fortune for potential companies looking to work with Zaya, including but not limited to deals with Disney. This matter has been highly reported in the media, and there will likely be media pressure on the minor child. That's why Dwayne turned off the comments on the Twitter page, on the Instagram page. Are we following along here? An alleged eyewitness recounts what transpired during shooting that took Takeoff's life. Says it had nothing to do with the dice game. Frost on this too, talking about damn, just took an innocent life for no reason. I think he's just handsome. I don't think he's very smart. I just think he's handsome. Look at Chrissy. This jumpsuit was $242 in Stella McCartney by Adidas. She was giving Avatar. I think she thought she was giving Avatar. I think she thought she was giving Avatar. She was dressed. I don't know what he. That's not a bad jacket. Did they talk about his jacket? Jim Jones or Freddy was. Oh, he was Freddy Krueger. No, it wasn't. That's not Freddy Krueger. But that jacket is nice. They don't say where he got the jacket from. Shout out to Fashion Bomb Daily. They always got the deets. Charleston is always getting on them. I don't really like them either. The podcast. What do they call themselves? From Gilly the Kid and that his brother or something. I don't like their podcast. But he's always getting on him. No. She just done painted up her face for no reason. With no real effect. Now who is this? Oh, is that what Siobhan looked like? I don't know why I picture her to be something else. This is Dwayne Wade's maiden mother. These damn glasses get to following themselves and finding themselves on everybody. It looked like his mama. The thing is, um, lots of she said they want Zaya. She wants Zaya to wait until she's 18 before she legally changes her name and gender. Do Dwayne got sole custody and Siobhan don't got no type of say because it's still a minor. There's no type of paperwork, can't be any paperwork involved because then she would drag him to court to amend and repurpose and rewrite and all these things in the paternity and paternity court and family court so that things like this couldn't happen. You know, so it wouldn't have to get to this public place. To already have the conversation that we understand and identify the identity um, crisis that our child is going through, and these are the things we're going to do to make it easier for her. But we agree that 18, you know what I mean? Right? Does that make sense? I'm sure everybody did. The other day I had overwhelming problem with the word homophobic because phobia implies fright. Arachnophobic, I'm scared of spiders. Agoraphobia, I'm scared of heights. Homophobia implies somebody's scared, which minimizes people's real feelings towards the homosexual kind. Persuasion. Hate, because you're homophobic and then it's a hate crime. There has to be, since we want to put labels on everything, we have to change that because homophobic doesn't properly represent the people that feel the way they feel about the homosexual persuasion. Just something that rested on me. I was probably sitting on the toilet when I thought about that. Black Panther Happy Meals are now at McDonald's, as McDonald's always does. Megyn Kelly. You know, the blonde bombshell, what's it called? The bombshell? That was really a good movie. Lots of things surrounding Harvey Weinstein, and I think the guy from Good Morning America too. Bush, the Bush boy. Just a sidebar as I look at, we get it, you beg the gorilla. Megyn Kelly wants TV. Megyn should start referring to Prince Harry as my husband on her podcast. Yeah, I would not, because I don't need somebody to, my husband, my wife, me to death either. We know y'all married. We know. But Harry's got this book coming out, so they're gonna be trying to sell that. I think I saw something like that. We need more of those. Not really, but the story of we need to what do I want to say? I guess it kind of happens the same way. I think I saw something and they were like referencing, being done like R. Kelly or being done like Bill Cosby, and sometimes I feel like Harvey Weinstein is kind of not addressed when he was one of the main, not even kicked off this whole Me Too thing, but one of the people sitting in one of the highest places. Career-wise, he was in a bigger place than R. Kelly and maybe Bill Cosby, even arguably. But it seemed shit. I hate when I refresh the page. Um, but sometimes it seems like they pushing out of the narrative is worse, or they become the figureheads of this thing, R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. But I'm not saying what they did was any worse, but it's like it's just as bad. But R. Kelly, and that's what somebody listen, and I listen. I'll probably die on the hill for this, but y'all know I reside quite nicely on top of the hill. R. Kelly didn't take nobody that didn't want to be taken or wasn't given to him, and Bill Cosby didn't take nobody that wasn't. I mean, like even Garcelle said. And I don't want to, because listen, what happened with Kathy, say Kathy said the things she said, and say Garcelle found herself in a position to even be in a room with, how long have I been on? An hour and a half. He was about to tell me I've been on 90 minutes. And Garcelle to even be in that position with Bill Cosby, like, why are you going back to the thing? It wasn't when Garcelle went to Palm Springs or wherever she went with Bill Cosby. Where the hell was Camille? Maybe not in Palm Springs, but you knew he was married, and you went anyway. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying. But I do like Garcelle. And now, shit, I was looking for Michael, what's his name? Kevin Samuels, toxicology. And they just now talking about Master P's daughter cause of death is revealed. Passing over the summer, it's been revealed, according to people who cite the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner, the 25-year-old died of accidental. According to People magazine, who cite the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner's coroner, the 25-year-old Tatiana Miller died of an accidental fentanyl overdose at a private residence on May 27th. Devastated by his daughter's loss, Master P went on to share the heartbreaking news on social media, where one part of this caption read, "Mental illness and substance abuse is a real issue that we can't afford to talk about." My Kelly Collective family. An accidental fentanyl overdose on the heels of all, because she died over the summer, okay? So we waited longer for her toxicology report than we did for Kevin Samuels, which we waited 2 months for that. And now we waited over 3 months for this. For them to just say it was an accidental fentanyl overdose. On the heels of what? On the heels of what? Do y'all know? Seems to be a big deal. This is Dwayne and the wife coming up. First of all, I'm gonna handle the situation. I don't need to talk to nobody about. I don't need to get on a platform about nothing when it comes to my kids. First of all, I'm not even doing that because you talking about he's gonna get financial gain. You sitting there pushing the narrative forward so that people will be invested to even cause it a financial gain. Do you mad that you not like? Do she not have the rights to the kids? Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know where the fentanyl on the heels of. Is this supposed to be? So it's just coincidental, or is no? There's no correlation between the two. Yes, I am. I am. I'm waiting for the people to tell the reference of fentanyl. Now we done waited 4 months for a fentanyl case, on the heels of somebody else talking about fentanyl too. And fentanyl is just a government. It's a fucking government drug. But Dwayne Wade's wife, ex-wife, his baby mother. I don't know why she's taking such a public stance when this is what quite literally private family matter. A California man. Is she okay? California man organized murder for hire killing of wealthy dentist girlfriend to collect her $14 million estate. That don't make sense to me. He's 33. I wish my pen worked on the other fucking devices. It don't work on nothing but the tablet. That don't make sense to me. But yeah, she's fine. She's making a big deal about her not being consulted. Quite simply, being consulted on the decisions that they're making over at the Wade Union complex when it comes to her daughter, child. Um, I don't know why she got to go to a blog for it. There's no lawyers involved. You get money. I don't know why you don't have the lawyers. Oh, he got full custody years ago. Well, she got to be a piece of something. Not a good piece of nothing if he got full custody. Also, okay, that's lawyers and stuff, but like for a lawyer, hey Christy, I'm alright, about to get out of here, but I'm hanging out just for just a bit. Um, Lawyers and stuff, but for a judge to take custody away from the mother, Monique said every one of us should feel ashamed of our community as a whole. Chinks murdered by a black man, FBG Duck murdered, King Von murdered by a black man, Mo murdered, Pop Smoke murdered by a black man, Satan, Musain set up by his black girlfriend and his black friend, murdered by a black man, Nipsey Hussle murdered by a black man, Young Dolph murdered by a black man, Trouble murdered by a black man, PNB Rock murdered by a black family, Takeoff murdered by a black man. She's not wrong. As I'm ecstatic you done slipped in just in time. She is not wrong, and that is not, it's not the color, it's the condition of the environment. And color is a byproduct of the story. Because people kill people. It's an Italian man sitting at the bottom of the lake It's an Italian man sitting in the bottom of a basement, the northernest, most southern, most darkest point, put there by an Italian man. It happens. That happens all the time. So we're not gonna focus on the color. And like I told y'all yesterday, just separate. I'm not saying Takeoff was playing dice, but dice get serious. The streets are serious. That's why it's an Italian man at the bottom of an ocean and it's sitting in the most southern regions, the darkest parts of a basement. Because the street is serious. When you get into the streets, you open yourself up to those types of things. So you only in the streets with your own kind. So it's gonna be those sorts of crimes. Um, what I said yesterday was when you play dice, depend first of all, know who you playing with, but depending on who you playing with, you know shit could get shifty, go left real quick, and now somebody could get hurt. And maybe you might not get killed, but you might get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Beat up, whatever. Those types of things happen in the community. It's not a issue of black on black. This is a cultural, um, conditional thing. Like Italians, Haitians. It's a Haitian walking around right now without no damn arms or no legs. It happens because when you get into that realm, that's what happens. The streets know no race. And this is what I'm saying, especially when you're talking about maybe Young Dolph, PNB Rock, definitely Pop Smoke, and 100% Nipsey Hussle, the types of people, and even we're gonna put the Takeoff in there, surrounded by, respected in the community. That's why I only play Uno. Um, respected by the community, surrounded by people that are put in place to watch them, but they have fallen victim to something beyond race. The beehive, not the bee. Bee is race. That's the bee. Buzz, 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 all in your face. Oh, I'm an issue. I'm an issue. It's race. No, the beehive is the issue. And it's not like we can't get mad. Like those things are out of our hands. None of us, not that I know, but every now and then I get somebody who knows something. But I wish they would be a real insider and send me things. But I have my people. But I don't know Chinks. I don't know nobody on this list. Personally, I don't know nobody on this list other than Takeoff. I'm not familiar. And like I said yesterday, I hate to use the phrase, but if I was, I'll put it a different way. If somebody offered me $1 million to name all 3 of the Mikoses, I would only be able to name 2. I'd be out $1 million, okay? And with that being said, I'm not familiar with none of these people, but they have a huge following, highly respected in the streets, highly respected in the game. People appreciated who they were in the industry, and yet here we are, praying for their mothers, sad in a mournful state that they are no longer with us. And with French Montana over there slobbing knobbing on the damn the Joker to secure his tenure. And even this just in there, first of all, her face is stunning, so she got that Kendall Jenner work because she didn't look like this before, but she looks stunning in this picture. Um, this Delilah and Harry Hamlin picture, it just fuels separately from the black, but it just fuels a storyline of this type of dysfunction or these issues going on in Rena's. You know what I mean? Like Harry Hamlin. Harry Hamlin, I ain't never seen him this close to them girls on the show. So you mean to tell me in a moment, highly public, first of all, in this same, while she looks so stunning and Harry being creepy, Lisa Rinna looks dry and disheveled and confused. So we have this to pull away from it. But like I told you, like I said in the video, I think with Delilah and her association with the Kardashians and the Disics and things, and Harry Hamlin being a beard, or Lisa Rinna being a beard, and Lisa Rinna getting into the lip kit, it's a lot of flourishing elements of Lisa Rinna's life that require these types of moments. Harry Hamlin, the oldest person in Hollywood, he knew exactly what the fuck he was doing. And it's not, oh, I'm so excited to see my daughter. I'm going to take this creepy picture. First of all, I love her haircut. I just love, she looks great. I'm going to give it the credit, whatever. But why would you even risk anything? Why would you, especially in the current climate that we're in, why would you put yourself in any type of position to be analyzed like this? Because surely this looks bad. Surely. It looks bad, but we don't know nothing. It could be a second. He could have been trying to sneeze. We don't know. A picture is worth 1,000 words, interpreted in 1,000,000. But yeah, you know what I mean? It just don't make sense. But it lends itself to the situation that is going on in that Hamlin-Rinna household. It lends itself. See, everybody's talking about this. Ex-wife begs judge to prevent. Stay away from changing sex and name until. Well, her name been changed already. I mean, what is this? What is this? Natasha, she do got a lot of guns. As I look at this other picture, she real gunny. Nick Young said he done with rap, but ain't that Iggy Azalea's baby daddy? The one in the, and this is I posted a picture. I posted two things about Takeoff. The video, the picture, the TMZ report, the picture of him standing at the place, the picture of him, and subsequently the pictures of him after. People not talking about that, and those are the pictures. That's the one that have the filter, the whatever on whatever. But that's how the thing about what I realized too. TikTok, you pick videos are successful because people watch them all the way through, and then will like it, and then comment or share, or do something else with that. A Playboy Cardi, I don't know. But it's the pictures from TMZ. That's not the one that got the people up and oh, take this down. It's not a pull. It's the video of Quavo riding in the car with boys, and then the 911 calls, which are dispatcher calls, not anybody calling 911. They're dispatcher calls. That's TMZ, and that's on Inside, and that's like, aren't y'all not vetting the people so that leaks like this don't happen? But that's all a part of the business. But it's that video where Quavo's riding in the car with boys, where people think that's the one I need to take down, because there's nothing said in the diss. I'm thinking discharge, but the dispatcher phone call that is anything. There's nobody screaming, hollering, nothing sad about it. But it's the fact that you can call these references, and I did that specifically. But it was out there, so why not? But that's the one that has the most views. And that's the one that people are talking about, you should take this down immediately. Meanwhile, the Neighborhood Talk, posted this 8 hours ago talking about man associated with Quavo and Takeoff, now reportedly a person of interest in the Takeoff shooting death. And who were they talking about? The man in the goddamn video. And this is why people said I need to take it down? This is in the Fifth Ward, Houston. Person of interest. And they didn't exit out the damn person's name. It's weird. How do you even get a blue check mark on Twitter? Probably the followers and stuff, but I mean, it's probably a lot more work, and you're more credible. And so $8 a month is nothing, because you probably make shit at least $40 a day if you have blue check level on Twitter, if not, if not more. So what the fuck is $8? But how can we test the delay? I can test the delay on my damn thing, because I think the delay on here is insane. It's insane. It's like a 5-second delay. It's not that bad. Make sure y'all are double tapping the screen and subscribing to the. Make sure y'all are double tapping the screen and subscribing to the. Like 4 or 5 seconds. Yeah, 4. I'm calling the ambulance. I'm calling the ambulance. The Glam University. This looked like the girl that was in here talking about. Her client sent her my videos when I was spilling the tea on one of her clients. Listen, somebody just bring me on. Not somebody, because I'm being very particular. But she looked just like this girl. I think it's the karma of the lyrics that are actually killing rappers. You can't feed a community lyrics that kill a community and also be safe. But that I do not agree with any of this. Be safe for the repercussions of that energy. The music needs to change. This drill music is about to take out our younger generation too. Praying for all mothers that lost their kids to the dark energy of hip-hop have impacted the thought process of the black community. This baby was unproblematic, but the issue is the culture doesn't discriminate. Shut up. Shut it up. This week, the Huffington Post is reporting on the Julia Roberts and Martin Luther King thing. And paid the hospital bill. Like she couldn't leave. They would have kept her hostage. Julia would have stayed in the hospital if they didn't pay the damn bill. She was 55. She was turning 55. Madonna is disgusting. Albie Shore was down? I didn't know Albie Shore was down. He was hospitalized for 2 months and has since recovered. I'm much better and ready to work. I'm ready to get back on my shit. It's no. I mean, Albie Shore. I don't know what you mean by that. We got shit to do and countries to visit. I don't know nothing about Albie Shore still out here shucking and jiving. I don't know. He broke his Twitter silence on Halloween. A very humble thank you for the prayers. Oh, he had a gallbladder issue, blockage, toxic internal problems, and his struggle with his weight. Had no idea. To shut him up after Kim didn't die. Keeping him in line. Again, everybody's talking about this. Accuses him of exploiting transgender. And how long ago did I say that? First of all, I've been saying this whole transgender thing is quite exploited. The whole homosexual experience has been exploited for over the past couple years, and especially when it comes to transgender, it's just overly saturated, and everybody's issue, and everybody has an opinion, and everybody's being blindsided, and it's just too much. Because I love you truly. A penetrating gunshot wounds of head and torso into the arm. So that means he was shot from the side. If it went through the torso and into the arm. They've concluded their investigation. And his body is ready for pickup for funeral services. It's not creative. I don't know Alexis from the OC, but I'm not surprised. Especially since this new season is coming out. Chloe just be Chloe was in when Beyonce's birthday. Angie's birthday was maybe the 29th. A lot of their birthdays was around the same time. Lala posted something for Angie, Happy birthday, my sister. And then Angie responds, and Chloe responds to Angie's response. Happy birthday, beautiful queen. Just want to be involved. This is so sad, she says about Takeoff. Wow, broken heart, broken heart. Over what? Question mark, question mark. May God cover everyone who is in pain. These senseless acts have got to end. So, so sad. You know, I'm not really a fan of not much of anybody in this current moment. Um, I'm not really involved with much of nobody because the people are out here nuts. The people are out here nuts. 100% a pick me. Grand. It just sent me another notification of your gifts. These companies, first of all, where is all this money coming? TikTok just dished out $97 million. Somebody else just did a couple $1 million to a settlement or something. Kroger's is paying $180,000 to former employee who didn't wear LGBTQ plus symbol on uniform. What was the world like when we had flip phones, razors, and cargo jeans, cargo pants, and stilettos, and when DMX had an album, what the hell was music? What the hell was the state of the world then? Because we're never gonna go back there. It's never getting back there. But god damn it all, it's a mess. And all this money and stuff going out, it ain't no money going in. Why do I just don't know what I'm doing. A tad bit simpler. And I'm willing to go right back there and just take me on back. Take me back to a place where I first received you. Take me back to a place where I first believed one thing that I desire is to dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Y'all know that? Seen a video on TikTok. This white boy was directing this black boy was directing this white choir. They were singing one of them good church choir songs, and I said he better orchestrate. If I go, I don't know. Well, I don't know how would I be able to connect with you guys if there wouldn't had with the advancements of technology. How did the people do it back then? Blogs. I figured out. Somebody said I need to start a blog, and I was like, well, what is a blog exactly? And I know exactly what a blog is. That's a lot of work. AOL Messenger. on a blog, that's just a lot of work. Not only do I need the images, I need actual factual facts so you be credible. And I got to be thinking, writing captions and stuff. That's just one day. But I definitely realized it. I saw it as I was doing. She said, "You need to make a blog." I was like, "Well, what exactly is a blog?" And now I know exactly what the blog is, and everything in due time. Definitely go back to reading magazines. Well, that's what a blog is, a magazine, just in scrolling form. Um, and I didn't, I'd never minded reading magazines. I used to get Vogue magazines, and I could just appreciate the every piece of content in a Vogue magazine. The articles sometimes, but more so the spreads. So I never had a problem with a magazine. But now, Spice's booking agent denies reports. Even as I be on here on live with y'all, information that just continues to develop. Spice's booking agent denies reports that she was in a coma. Was in a coma. Says she is not in a coma. Reports from multiple outlets said that the dance hall legend was in a coma after suffering complications from a cosmetic procedure. Although we cannot confirm or deny the current state of her health, her booking agent has reassured us that Spice is not in a coma and has never been. So why would they say the fucking shade room? I only follow them. I stopped following them on my personal page. I'm not encouraging y'all to do nothing. But I stopped following them on my personal page, and now I just follow them on my blog page. Just because I gotta stay connected, tethered in. But I don't know why they would say, although we cannot confirm or deny the current state of her health, and then say her booking agent has reassured us that she's not in a coma and has never been. Is that a double entendre or an oxymoron? I'm gonna go with oxymoron. Somebody was saying something else about kidney. I was like, why are we talking about kidneys? But they done took her kidney. They don't want Spice's. Well, maybe they do want Spice's kidney because Spice don't masturbate. She eat clean. Something she was on lip service talking about things. Because when you masturbate, you having sex with the devil or something. I'm like, Spice. Sometimes people just need to stay in the studio. Stick with what they do. They don't need to be talking. And listen, everybody's entitled. But child, that is so creepy. That's the same thing that they were using for they were talking about was Halle Bailey, the Little Mermaid, but her name was Little Amal. Since July 2021, Little Amal, the puppet refugee, has traveled over 9,000 kilometers across 13 countries, representing all children fleeing war, violence, and persecution, and each with their own story. That is so creepy. Yeah. Did y'all see this? That thing is creepy, and that is ritualistic. I don't care how you dress it up or deliver it to somebody. Whether she represents fleeing children, not at 11 feet tall, she ain't representing no damn fleeing children. Yeah, support the page. It's Friday night and my bills is due. My 3-month-old baby needs some shoes, okay? And share the lives. Subscribe to the channel. I'm about to get out of here. I hope you guys had a wonderful Wednesday. Can't you see what I'm going through? The clock on the wall keeps ticking, talking, no stopping, and somebody's knocking on my door telling me to go. Brother, I can't check no more. So with my knees, I hit the floor. Love you, bye. Saying, help me, Jesus, help me, Jesus, help me, Jesus. Down by the riverside. I'll leave you with a little harmony. I'm going right now, but I'll see you soon. And you know how soon, sooner rather than later.